Hello there, everyone. My name is Dan Harris, and if you are a fan of pretty much any of the Fantasy Bros podcasts, then you already know me. I'm the host of the Leading Off Fantasy Baseball podcast, the sometimes host of the weekly Fantasy Bros Baseball podcast, and the host of the Sunday Night Fantasy Bros Football podcast. Now, you might be thinking, but I am listening to none of those podcasts at the moment. Well, that is a fair point, and I admire your attention to detail. The reason for that is that you are listening to a new podcast, the BettingPros NFL podcast, and it's something we're pretty excited about. And my guess is, if you come along with us, you're going to be too. Right now, already about 20% of states are taking sports bets, and that number is going to jump to about 33% by the end of the year. And if you think playing fantasy football is fun, wait until Damian Williams catches his fifth ball of the game to win you your over-under prop bet on how many catches he'll have that week against the Broncos. Or when the Rams and Saints win you the over on whatever preposterously high total your local sportsbook has set. Or when Aaron Rodgers throws a late and probably unnecessary touchdown pass to Devontae Adams to cover the spread for you against the Lions. But here's the thing. You're a responsible person. Before you make any lineup decision for your fantasy football team, you're doing your research, you're checking your rankings, you're putting your energy into ensuring that whatever decision you're making that week, you've got a good reason to do so. And do you think that we're going to let you wander into the wilderness of NFL sports betting without proper guidance? No, of course we're not. And that's why we've created BettingPros. And that's why we're doing this podcast. Each week during the NFL season, we're going to have sports betting experts on. And together, we're going to break down some of our best bets for that week's game. We'll talk about bets against the spread, over-unders, prop bets, the works. You're going to get concrete, actionable advice from people who are pretty much focused on the NFL 24/7. And we're not going to wait until the regular season begins to get started, because there's plenty of action to be had right now. So here's the schedule. Beginning next week, we'll be doing one episode per week in August throughout the preseason. We're going to cover our favorite over-under win totals, who we like at their current odds to win the division or make the playoffs, as well as individual player bets for the season. We might even dip into preseason game betting or even just some sports betting 101. But when the regular season comes, we're going to bump that to 2 episodes per week. In the first, we'll examine the early lines for the following week's games, and in the second, we'll focus on our best bets of the week. That's it. You're going to be well informed, you're going to hear from some of the best in the business, and if I do my job right, you're going to be entertained and win some money. So we'll be back next week with our first guest of the season, my good friend Mike Tagliere, to get you started on what is going to be the best NFL season of your life. I'll talk to you then.